Hey student, I am teacher Prix and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. It is Monday and we have a live lesson. I'm going to show you the three powerful habits that will make you an independent English speaker so that you can go anywhere, anytime, talk to anyone, feeling confident about your ability to communicate in English, because I imagine that if you're watching this lesson, either live or replay, you want to achieve English fluency, you want to achieve this feeling of independence to go anywhere, anytime. If it's your first time here and you don't know me very well, I am teacher Prix. I have been working as an English teacher for more than 15 years. I've lived abroad. I have a master certification in neurolinguistic programming. I like combining brain and language strategies to help students unlock their mind and feel good about speaking English, achieving English fluency. I have a lot to share with you guys, so thank you so much for being here or for catching the replay. We have a lot to talk about. If possible, invite your friends to watch this lesson by sharing this lesson with your friends, people on Instagram. People on Instagram, we're going to have a listening activity. And for you to listen, you have to come to YouTube. The video will not be available here, only on YouTube. So stay with me because we're going to work a lot. Now, guys, what are habits? Can you understand what habits are? What are habits? Can you explain what a habit is? Vera, Fatima, let's see, Fernando, Abota. What is a habit? What are habits? This is an important question. Before I can talk to you about the best habits you can follow, the best practices, I think it is important that you understand what a habit is. And I want to know your opinion. I will give you the explanation, of course, but I would love to know what you think a habit is. I will give you the explanation, but I will read your comments, so make sure to share with me, okay? Now, guys, a habit is a routine of a behavior, okay, that is repeated regularly over and over and over. And usually a habit tends to happen subconsciously, whether you like it or not. It is happening, okay? So it is subconscious. When it becomes a habit, okay? When you get to that level of making something become a habit, it is automatic. Like Fulvio says, it's something you do every day. Good. It's something you do every day. You are doing it. That's a habit. But to complete your explanation, it goes on autopilot. You do it subconsciously, whether you like it or not. Okay, it can be a good habit or it can be a bad habit. Now, the American Journal of Psychology defines habit as a kind of way of thinking, okay? The willingness to do something, okay? Or based on previous repetition of a mental experience. So basically, your habits, they start in the mind. Your habits, it doesn't matter what habit, they always start here with a mental creation, okay? I study, maybe you don't know me so well, but I study a lot of neuroscience, neurolinguistic programming, and I like to bring these concepts to help students in your level to achieve English fluency, because I know some of you are stuck and need to improve, okay? So Maria says, habit is what you set as a routine. Yes, but to get there, you need a process. And we're going to talk about that, okay? Hi, Jose Roliz. Thank you for joining. Very nice. So these are some possible definitions, but they all get together. They all have something in common. It's something that happens in your subconscious mind because of a repetition, because of previous repetition. So that is a habit, okay? Now, why is this lesson important? How is this going to help you in, the real deal? I imagine you want to speak and understand English, right? Tell me here if that's the answer. Hashtag yes Or hashtag no, no teacher, I don't want to speak and understand English. I just like you. Well, thank you. So if you're here because you want to speak and understand English, remember vocabulary, hashtag yes. If not, well, hashtag what? Hashtag no. Now, guys, the best lesson. Thanks, Max. I appreciate it. Now, why is this important? In my way of teaching, in my methodology, what I do with my students in my academy, and what I do here with you guys on YouTube, in my other channel. This is my second channel. It's not my main channel, but in my main channel, I talk a lot about that, okay? In my methodology, I bring two important elements: emotions and habits, and language. Emotions and language. And habits are really connected with emotions. I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And here we have two elements that I'm going to focus on: habits and language. Whether you know it or not, whether you are conscious or not, you have English habits. We just need to understand if they are positive habits or not, okay? Now, the reason why this lesson is important is if you keep repeating the wrong actions, not even talking about habits, okay? But if you keep repeating the wrong actions, all actions and actions that are not good for you, that are not going to help you, these bad actions, these wrong actions will become bad habits. And what is the problem of bad habits? What is the big deal, teacher? It's a bad habit. Well, in this case, speaking about English, your bad habits will cause bad emotions, okay? The name of the channel, Teacher Prix. But if you go on my profile here, if you tap on my name, if you go on stories, there is the link of my channel, okay? Go on my stories right now and you will find the link there. And what is the problem of bad emotions? I've been working with the students from all over the world. I've been doing that for more than 15 years. And I could identify in most students I helped the emotions. The more negative emotions you feel, the more difficult it is for you to achieve English fluency. Let me just fix something here on my camera that I forgot. Configure video. Okay. All right. Done. Okay. So the more negative feelings, the more negative emotions, the more difficult it is to get to the results you want. Sometimes you may have good vocabulary, good grammar, but because your emotions are not in the right place, it is difficult for you to communicate. Okay? Very well, Sebastian, I was just thinking of your class and voila, you got it. Now, guys, this is the reason why habits are so important. Bad emotions, bad results. And this is for life. If you feel bad, you are not going to go very far in life. And to feel better, we need to change your habits. And in this lesson, I'm going to show you powerful habits. Power. Now, the first habit, pay attention, people on Instagram, come to YouTube. The first habit is to track your study habits and your progress. This is something that I insist with people who follow me, students, my babies in my academy. I call my students in my program BSA, Baby Sardines in the Area. There's a story, but I'm not going to talk about it now. I'm focusing on the lesson. Track. What is to track? I have a study habit. What is my study habit? What do I do exactly? And remember, to be a habit, it has to be repeated. Do I do the same things every day, the same kinds of activity every day? It's not that I'm going to study the same lesson every day, no. But the style, the way I sit down to study, the style of activities I do. Am I tracking? Do I follow a plan? And am I making progress? How do I know I'm making progress? Because if you only think, oh, I understood a lesson, I'm making progress. No, but what kind of vocabulary are you learning? Where? Do you keep track of that? Do you have a moment to analyze your progress? It doesn't need to be every day, guys, but it has to be consistent. You need to take a moment to analyze your results. You need to be accountable for your actions. Do you know the meaning of to be accountable for? Tell me here if you know. To be accountable for. Do you know this expression? Hashtag yes, hashtag no. To be accountable for. Tell me here in the chat. Hello, Elizabeth. Do you know to be accountable for? Hashtag yes, hashtag no. If you don't know this expression, it'll be difficult for you to understand what I'm trying to say. Do you know? Angel. Elizabeth doesn't know. Who else? To be accountable for. B doesn't know. Okay. Exa from New York. Do you know the expression to be accountable for? Ciro doesn't know. Gustavo doesn't know. Okay, so see, vocabulary. You're learning a lot already in this lesson. Guys, in this case, to be accountable for means to be responsible for your actions. You need to be accountable for your actions. You need to hold yourself responsible for your actions. Especially if you are alone, even if you have a teacher, even if you are in the academy, my program, you need to be accountable for your actions. You need to be responsible for your actions. And how do you do that in the real life? How do you do that in action? By tracking your progress, by taking notes of what you're learning, by analyzing the progress you make. Ask yourself, these are some questions to help you understand how you do that. What is your weekly study routine? What do you do every week? What are the activities you do for vocabulary, for reading, for listening, for writing, grammar, speaking? Do you practice your English speaking every day? No, accountable for, okay? Accountable. Come to YouTube. You will see it here on YouTube, okay, Vera? So what is my weekly study routine for speaking? Do I practice my English speaking every week? Oh, but teacher, I don't have anybody. Well, you have to practice your English speaking, even if you are alone. What study steps do I follow? You need to have. These are habits. And if you don't have habits, how do you track them? If you're always doing something different, something crazy, you never have a routine, how do you expect to improve? Am I being consistent with my practice? I study twice a week, consistently. How long have you been doing that consistently? What small progress have I made this week? Oh, this week I have learned. The sound is low. I don't think the problem is here. It's probably maybe it's probably, and for English, by the way, okay? Hello, English. And it's probably you, because here the thing is fine, okay? I'm not going to speak close to the microphone or it gets too loud. So, what progress have I made? This is connected with tracking the activities you do and tracking the progress. Because if you never track the progress, the good things you get better at, how do you know you're improving? Okay? Because when you track your progress, when you identify what to do well, you create positive emotions, positive memories. Oh, I'm learning. I'm improving this. I'm improving that. That's very important. Okay? Exka said, good idea, teacher. Awesome. Good. Very nice. So this is the first habit. Do you want to be successful? This is the habit you need to follow, okay? Now, in my academy, my babies, they have this there. Inside the academy, in every lesson, in every module, they have a habit tracker. What is a habit tracker? It's basically a PDF file with a questionnaire to help them track their activities, to help them track their progress. They become responsible for their success because they basically this tracker shows them, okay, did I do this in the reading part? Did I do that in the listening part? Did I do this in the speaking part? Why? Because when they see this paper and they fill in, they complete with their honest answers, they are holding themselves accountable. They are becoming responsible for their progress. How do you feel better about your English? If you don't follow a habit, if you don't track your success, if you don't track the improvements you're making. Alison says, I have to practice my speaking every day, but I don't study every day. So, but do you study consistently? Maybe you don't study every day. I don't study English, or well, English I study every day, but I don't study Italian every day. But I study consistently. Every week, I study Italian. And then I follow the exact recommendations I'm giving you here. I follow and I study Italian. I track my progress. I have a consistent routine. That's basically what I do with my students in my academy. So if you want to be successful, this is the habit of success, okay? Now, let's see. The second habit that you need to develop as a successful English speaker. And hey, by the way, can you hit the like button to help me a little? Hit the like button. It's free. Just hit like. Let's keep rolling. Guys, I've talked about this before, but I'm going to repeat it again because it is super important. When you're studying, you need to use your core skills. So when you're studying, you need to write, you need to read, you need to listen, and you need to use your critical thinking, your reasoning. Just before this live, I was with my babies. Yes, I was with my students in my academy. And they had a lesson, a live lesson. Sometimes we have live workshops in the academy. I gave them a live workshop, and then I made them use the lesson. Core skill. They had to use what they were studying. They just didn't watch the lesson. Oh, I watched the lesson. Very nice. Okay, I like it. No, they had to practice. They had to create examples. They had to, and I told them, connect the example with your life. Because that's that's a much better way to learn. Why? Because you don't just watch a lesson, you connect with the lesson. So I do this with my babies in the academy because it is so important. It's such an important habit. When they're learning the vocabulary lessons, what do they need to do? They need to create examples, post examples on the platform. Why? Because you need to use your core skill when you're studying. And this is a habit. So you watch this lesson. What action can you take? It's important. Maybe in your notebook, you can write down everything you understood. This is a way to use your core skill. You're using writing, because you're writing in English, I imagine, and you're using your critical thinking. What did I learn? You need to remember information. You need to analyze information. So that's a powerful habit that you need to develop. Don't simply watch a lesson. Interact with the lesson. And how do you interact with the lesson? When you post a comment here, when you ask a question, you participate. I was with the babies. I was giving them a lesson and they were asking me questions. But teacher, how about this? And this phrase and that? And I answered. But here you have an opportunity to do that, to participate, to ask questions. Connected with the lesson. That's the difference. Connected with the lesson. If you come here and ask me a random question, I will not answer. I only do that with my babies, but even in the academy, they were talking about the questions, they were talking about the lesson they were learning, okay? Angie, BSA, Angie was there participating. So that's important. So how are you using your core skill? And all the three habits are super connected. Because if you want to learn, if you want to speak English, understand English, remember vocabulary. This is such a common problem. Students come to me and tell me, teacher, my vocabulary is poor. I can't improve my vocabulary. Well, we need to go back to the habits. Are you using your core skills when studying vocabulary? Or do you simply watch a lesson, a vocabulary lesson? Okay, watch it. Maybe you wrote down the word. And then you stop. You don't create an example. You don't search any other examples on the internet. I told my babies, we learned specific vocabulary today, and I told them, find more collocations. Every time you learn a new verb, go and find collocations. You need to create examples. That's what they did today. That's what they always do inside the academy. And that's what I'm telling you guys to do. You want to improve? You gotta use your core skills. Because by doing this, you will establish a habit. Because a habit is the result of repeated actions. And if you want to be successful, if you want to achieve English fluency, if you want to understand people, talk to people, remember the words, pass a job interview, feel confident on your next trip, habits, your success, your fluency will be the result of your actions. But you got to take the right actions. That's what I'm here for, to show you the way, to guide you, to give you ideas, to help you improve. And if you are a BSA, it's even better because I can help you even more. But moving on, let's keep rolling because I have a lot of stuff to do. Now, here's the thing. It's not enough. Let me see here because one second. It's not enough, as I was saying before, and this is just a repetition, a review. It's not enough to simply listen. I watched a video today in English. Teacher, I watched a video in English. Did I do a good job? That's a start. But the next step to help you implement a powerful habit, that habit number 2, the core values, is to write about it. To write your opinion about it. Do I agree? Do I disagree? How do I feel about this information? How does this information help me? How is this information connected with my life? You know, maybe you don't know me, but while I lived in Boston for 2 years. And while I lived there, I had the amazing opportunity of studying at Harvard. I took 2 professional courses at Harvard, a professional communication in English and a business communication in English. And every week we had the same assignment. We had to read something, some news articles, something. But then we had to do the exact step that I'm recommending here. We needed to use our core values. First, we had to write a complete description of what we had read or watched. It was possible too. Then I had to write my opinion. How does that affect my view in the world? How do I feel about that? Do I agree? Do I disagree? And I had to give supporting reasons to explain my opinion. I couldn't just say, I agree with the text. I agree. No, I had to give supporting reasons. Why do I agree? This was an amazing exercise that improved my ability to communicate anywhere, anytime, because I was always practicing writing about my opinion, why I agreed, why I disagreed. And that made me use my core skills. I really had to develop that. So this is something that I bring my babies in the academy. Whenever we have discussions, conversations, we have the group conversation classes. Critical thinking, you need to develop that in English. You want to be confident about that? That's what you got to do, okay? Was it difficult when I was at Harvard? Yes. It was tough, but it was so much fun. You know, it helped me a lot. I bring a lot of the elements that I learned at Harvard to my program, the academy. But now, listening exercise. People on Instagram, you will not listen, okay? Sorry, you have to come to YouTube, okay? People on YouTube, are you ready to do the listening? Hashtag yes, hashtag no. I want to know. Come to YouTube. Tap on my stories. And you will see the link there, okay? Tap on my name, boom, name, stories, come. Now, we're going to do a listening. Tell me if you're ready. What are we going to do? We're going to listen to Brian Tracy. He's going to talk about habits, okay? And he's saying something that you should not do. You should not do when you are in the process, in the formative stage of a habit, okay? So when you are in the formative stage, at the beginning, forming, in the formative stage of a new habit, you cannot do this. This is a mistake. So he's going to explain what it is, and he's going to give you an example, okay? So let's get to work. You're going to listen now. So your job is to understand this. Let's go.
Second, never allow an exception to your new habit pattern during the formative stages. Don't make excuses or rationalizations. Don't let yourself off the hook. If you resolve to get up at 6 a.m. each morning, discipline yourself to get up at 6 a.m. every single morning until this habit becomes automatic.
I will repeat twice more, okay? Let's go.
Second, never allow an exception to your new habit pattern during the formative stages. Don't make excuses or rationalizations. Don't let yourself off the hook. If you resolve to get up at 6 a.m. each morning, discipline yourself to get up at 6 a.m. every single morning until this habit becomes automatic.
One more time.
Second, never allow an exception to your new habit pattern during the formative stages. Don't make excuses or rationalizations. Don't let yourself off the hook. If you resolve to get up at 6 a.m. each morning, discipline yourself to get up at 6 a.m. every single morning until this habit becomes automatic.
Okay, so what does Brian say? What does he say? Tell me here in the chat. I want to know. People on Instagram, you didn't listen, so you don't know. But people on YouTube, you know. What does he say? What did you understand? Time to use your core skill. Participate right here in the chat. What could you understand that you should not do when you are in the formative stage of a new habit? So let's see your answers here in the chat, okay? That's important. I want to see your answers. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this kind of activity? This is what I call integration. I'm teaching you how to form a new habit. I'm also working on your listening. I'm teaching you vocabulary. I taught you an important expression. You were listening to a native speaker. You have to tell me if you understood and what you understood. Anywhere, anytime, baby. I'm making you work on all the English skills. You want to be successful, you combine the English skills. That's what you get when you follow the right methodology to fluency. You combine the right strategies and you get results, okay? So post your answer here in the chat. I'm talking because I want to see if you can post something in the chat here on YouTube, if you can give me an answer, because I would love to see if you understood something. But I can't stay too long because I gotta keep rolling. Here I'm rolling, rolling, rolling on the river, rolling. Answer, post your answers. Post your... some answers here in the chat. I know that sometimes we have like a delay because you guys are probably typing the answer, but I would love to see your answer. What were you able to understand that you cannot do? Now, Brian Tracy is a very nice guy for you to follow on YouTube. He makes really nice videos. Some of them are short, so you can use as a way to study English. Marcia says, don't make exceptions until you create a new habit. Good, he says that. This is a big mistake people make, not just the students, but students make this mistake. They make exceptions. I will not study this week. I'm tired. I had a very busy day, a busy week, so I will not study. I'm not going to take notes. I will only listen. I don't want to write exceptions. It's bad. I don't want to talk about my opinion. I just want to listen. Exceptions, okay? He says don't allow for something to interrupt your habit until it becomes a habit, okay? He's talking about the way you must follow what you must follow to make your goals become a habit. Exactly. What is the example he gives? He gives one example. What is the example he gives? Okay? And here he uses an expression. Don't let yourself off the hook. Don't let yourself off the hook. Homework for you. Study this. If you don't know this expression, Google it. I'm not going to give you the definition now, but this is your homework because I want you to work actively with these lessons that take me a lot of time and care to prepare for you guys. Don't make excuses. Don't make an exception to form a new habit because you will feel disappointed. Very well. Good. So you get the gist of it. If you fail to follow the habit you are trying to create, you will cause negative emotions. And negative emotions are tough, my friend. Now, the habit number 3. Watch your internal talk. Guys, independent English speakers, fluent English speakers are confident. They are confident because they do not bring themselves down. And what is that supposed to mean? As you can see here on the screen, you see the image on the screen. There is a man and he's like, ugh. And there is a little voice, another man with a speaker speaking things to his ear. Okay, that's basically that. What is that supposed to mean? We all hear a little voice in our heads. And sometimes that little voice can be very negative. Oh, you suck. Oh, you're bad. Oh, English is too difficult. Oh, don't do it. Oh, don't study now. No, don't go. No, no. Your English is bad. The little voice. The little voice. If you want to be confident, if you want to be independent, in your process, on your journey to fluency, you need to be careful about this little voice because this little voice has the power to bring you down like the Titanic. Down. Yeah, it has that power. And that's why I get back to my methodology. Emotions and language, they go together. If you want to be successful, you cannot ignore the emotions. And that's where the emotions come in handy. If you constantly hear the little voice, oh, you suck. Oh, English is too difficult. Oh, you're too old. Oh, you don't have time. You will not move forward. You will start to believe that voice and you will lose motivation. You will start to be like, yeah, I can't. It's really difficult. I don't know. And that is not healthy if you want to change your results. And this is connected with the habits. If you have bad habits, you listen to that voice way more often than you would like to, okay? Now, why are these 3 habits so important? Basically, if we consider human nature, why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Does it know me that way if they say why? Human nature. We are creatures of habits. That's who we are. We're always creating and following habits. And habits can be good, can be bad, or can be neutral. Okay, brushing your teeth. Well, it's a good habit, okay? But it doesn't impacts your dental life. Yeah, it's okay. When it comes to your journey to fluency, achieving English fluency, becoming independent, going anywhere, anytime, you need to repeat a series of actions to achieve independence. And as Brian Tracy said, when you are creating the habit, don't make exceptions. Because if you start to make many exceptions, no, not today, it's cold, no. You will not build the habit. Or you will constantly quit. You will constantly stop. If you don't keep track of what you do, if you are disorganized with your practice, can you imagine the kinds of bad habits you are creating? Not just that, when you are disorganized, when you are inconsistent, your little voice goes crazy. Your little voice is gonna be, yo, You cannot do it. You're not good. You're not getting better. English is not for you. No, 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 no. The little voice goes crazy. Why? Because you're forming bad habits. The habit of being consistent. The habit of not following through. Follow through, phrasal verb, vocabulary. What is to follow through? You do. You start something and you get it done. You follow through. But if you don't follow through, you are creating a habit. You are creating a habit of not doing things, of being inconsistent. These are habits, but they are bad ones. And the more bad habits you follow, the crazier your little voice gets, the louder the little voice gets. That's why with my babies, I give them a tracker so that they can see, oh, am I doing this? Am I doing that? Am I doing this? How do I feel? Question, critical thinking. Oh, did I do this? Oh, am I doing that? Because they need to keep track of what they're doing. Question themselves. What did I do today? What am I doing with my English journey? That's important. Now, when you follow the wrong study habits, the journey to fluency gets longer and harder. It gets more difficult. You also start to doubt yourself. Do you know the verb to doubt? To doubt, because it's a verb here. You doubt yourself. You don't believe. When you follow bad habits, when you follow the wrong study habits, you start to question yourself. You doubt. Can I learn? Can I improve? Is English for me? Am I capable of learning? Or you start to think that you need special talents to learn English. Maybe I need a special talent. I need to have something different to learn English. Or maybe I need to travel to learn English. You start to think of all possible explanations simply because you are not following the right habits to fluency. You become inconsistent. You start judging yourself. And when you judge yourself, you feel negative, you feel bad, you feel like crap. Ugh, I suck. You let the little voice win. And that's dangerous, okay? That's very dangerous when you let the little voice win. Because that voice can bring you down, can make you feel like you are not good enough to learn. And if you're here, I don't know who you are exactly. I don't know what your level is right now, but I believe you can learn. You can improve your English. You can get your English to the next level. You can become an independent English speaker. You need to build the right habits while working on emotions, okay? Now, guys, the wrong way to go. You learn 3 powerful habits. You listen to Brian Tracy. You learn some new expressions. But the wrong way to go here, the first thing that is wrong is to only study English when you feel like it. Today, yeah, I will study English today. I am excited. Whee! And then you study. What happens when you don't feel excited? You don't study? You just let go? You know, I hear this a lot in my area as a teacher and as a personal development professional. Children do what they want. Adults do what they have to do, okay? We're adults. And it's really nice to see kids doing what they want, but we're not children anymore. And if you want to be independent, if you want to go anywhere, anytime, you are an adult. You do what you gotta do, okay? And it's not always fun to study English. I get it, okay? Sometimes we don't want to do it. But you gotta do it anyway. That's when it becomes a habit. I don't like exercising every day. Oh, but I condition myself to do it. I discipline myself to do it. So when I'm sad or when I wake up late, I do it anyway. I don't like studying Italian every week, but I do it. Why? I condition myself to do it. I don't like studying English every day, but I condition myself to do it. So now it's a habit. So what are your habits? Do you just study English when you want? When it's fun? When it's convenient? Question yourself. The next wrong way to go. You don't keep track of your journey. You don't even have a notebook. You have no idea what activities you're doing, what you did before. You don't have a schedule. You don't review anything. You just go. Let it go. You just go with the flow. Oh, today I watched the lesson. It was fun. You have no idea what's happening. Wrong way to go. Third wrong way. You study English passively. Let's say you are watching this lesson right now and you didn't participate in the chat. Nothing. You didn't even say hello to me. You're passively participating. So hit the like button, okay? If you're just watching and you didn't write anything in the chat, just hit like to me. That's active. This means you had an exercise. You had Brian Tracy exercise. You wrote, did you participate? Did you write the answer? You're taking action. But if you only receive, you don't do anything, then you're not improving. This is the wrong way to go. That's why with my babies, we have a workshop. They take action because this is an active way to study. Very important. And the last wrong way to go, you listen to the little voice and you believe it. This is dangerous. You listen to the little voice and you believe it. Come on, gente. Lots of emojis. Awesome. You listen to the little voice and you let the voice win. Guys, so many times I listen to the little voice. So many times. And that voice is cruel, okay? That voice is bad. But do I believe it? No, I don't let it believe it. Another reason why I took neurolinguistic programming, because I help my students to stop believing this stupid voice, because this voice will get you stuck, will stop you from taking action. Don't listen to that stupid voice when it tells you you cannot do things, you cannot be things, you cannot go places, because you can. So don't listen to it. But to reduce the frequency of that little voice, you gotta take action. I get so excited, so pumped when I come here and I do these live lessons. Why? Because this is my job. I love doing my lessons with my babies in the academy. Why? Because it's my job. It's what I was born to do. It's what I like doing. I help people improve their English. I help people unlock their brain, feel confident about their English. And because I am following the right actions, building good habits, the voice goes away. It comes back. It does. We're not happy every day. But I have the mechanisms. I follow the habits of successful people, and I get the job done. Sebastian, you listen 3 times. You gotta listen more. Don't let, this is a typical answer. I get it. But you gotta do the work. Do it again. Check the vocabulary. There were some new expressions there that maybe you don't know. And it's natural. So ideally, you would watch this lesson again. Study. Check the words. Check words that I use that you don't know. That part of Ryan Tracy. Let me paste here most of what he says. Listen again. Oh, I can't copy everything. Let's see this. Then this. Check vocabulary. Listen again. This is what I tell my babies in the program. Okay, you didn't understand? All right, so do the exercise. You finished, correct it. Now work on other aspects of your listening comprehension and you will gradually improve. Okay? Now let's keep rolling because I have more stuff to say. Oh my goodness, I gotta go. Now guys, the right way to go. You will follow this integrated practice. What I'm doing right now is to show you the power of integration, okay? Be consistent with a short practice. It can be short, but integrating the right skills, this will help you build a habit. This is a longer lesson, it's a live lesson, it's different. But in your everyday practice, you can include shorter lessons. You can study for 20 to 30 minutes. maybe 3 times a week, but stay consistent with that, okay? Vera says, I hear that little voice when I'm tired. Yeah, that's why when you're tired, it's not a good moment to do things. Maybe take a shower, get some rest, do something more relaxing. I know it's difficult, but when we're tired, we tend to hear that little voice. I don't like listening to it. There are some NLP techniques that we can use, and they're very fun, actually, that can make the voice disappear, but I can't talk about that now. Anyway, guys, steps you can follow today. Pay attention. This is like the most important part of the lesson. I'm telling you the steps you should follow. First, define your study habits. When, what, how often you're going to study. These are 3 questions you got to ask yourself. What am I going to study? When am I going to study? How often am I going to study? Number 2, track your progress. Grab a piece of paper. What did I learn today? How is my listening going? Track. Sebastian didn't do a good job today. He thinks, okay, Sebastian, but now you need to keep track. Could you understand a little today? What could you understand? The next week, you do another listening practice. And this is only one part of your listening practice. There are other things you need to do to improve your listening practice. Not only listening. No, this is one part of the puzzle. But you got to keep track. What small improvements are you making? What new expressions are you learning? How do you feel when you are connecting with the English language? Step 3, every time the little voice comes, it will, okay? At that moment, remind yourself of one tiny improvement you have made. It doesn't need to be big, okay? But every time the little voice comes, oh, you suck, remind yourself of one little thing that you're doing in English that is getting better. Or maybe something nice you did. It doesn't need to be huge. It can be small, okay? That's a good exercise when the little voice comes. And number 4, connect with the material you study. Don't simply read or listen. Connect. You had the listening practice. You are connecting with the lesson. That is something you should do, okay? Very, very important. Now, guys, other than that, people on Instagram, thank you so much. Share this lesson with your friends. People on YouTube, share this lesson with your friends, and I will see you on Wednesday, okay? Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.